Hello everyone, it's an honour to be reading for you this September weekend. If this is your first time here, then welcome and thank you for joining me. Have you been feeling a little off-centre the past few days? If so, then you're not alone. This full moon just passed has really been stirring the subconscious and pulling on the emotional field. This pulling, for some of you, may have dredged up some old fears, addictions or inhibitions to the surface that weren't sufficiently assimilated in the last lunar cycle. So coming up to the next new moon, we could really look forward to working at surrendering and releasing these patterns. So our first card this weekend is the Queen of Pentacles. Next we have the Two of Swords inverted. And our last card is the Seven of Wands. Okay, so our first card is the Queen of Discs. This is an aspect of yourself you can draw upon and utilize. You can see the Queen is seated in nature, so this person is rooted and down to earth as pictured in the imagery of the card, surrounded by nature above and below. In a way, this card is almost protected within the stability of nature. You can be assured that you will also be protected in your endeavours over the weekend. Her throne is very clearly solid stone and facing left, so looking into the past or remembering the past as a means of creating stability. Protection and stability are real key themes here being presented. If you've been feeling a little vulnerable lately, then this energy will really be just bringing you back down to earth. You can see the Queen is looking at the pentacle, so she's not focusing on the past so much. She's focusing on the good and in a place of trust. She's not looking directly into the past with her thoughts. So then, you will be able to safely process the energies of the past week without them being so much of a mental strain. Emotional balance is a real keyword for this card. By spending time in nature or just in your garden, you will be able to pull upon those grounding reservoirs offered by Mother Earth. When this card shows up in business matters, it can also indicate that you will find success this weekend by having the ability to organize and make sensible decisions based on this grounding influence. Next, we have the Two of Swords inverted. This lunar influence, it's really prevalent here. You can see the moon in the imagery and the emotional field in the background in the water. There's still going to be a little tension lingering over the weekend as we move away from the full force of the recent full moon. You're really best avoiding making any important decisions or decisions that are based on something that will be long-lasting over the next couple of days, or at least until you have better insight. So, insight, or the lack of, is one of the real messages being communicated in this card. This person is blindfolded, as you can see. This blindness can sometimes be a personal choice. For example, let's say in the avoidance of emotions. And sometimes this is good, right? Because you don't want to get so overwhelmed that you can't focus and get done whatever it is you need to do. But avoiding for too long can create a repression-like scenario. So, if you're constantly repressing and not processing, whatever it is you are avoiding thinking about is just going to grow and sort of bleed through into your reality, like say through your dreams or in negative feeling states like sadness, irritation and even depression. So then take the time to process and accept your emotions for what they are. They are obviously trying to communicate a message to you. If you've been feeling distant from a partner or friend and you're giving them the silent treatment, maybe you should ask yourself if you're really being fair. Yes, you need an emotional respite every now and then, but don't pull away so far that you create distance between yourself and your loved ones. Because right now, love and support is probably what you need the most. So back to blindness, or let's say veil for a better word. There is potential. If in your case you're not running away and you're pushing on ahead and ignoring the facts that you can't see effectively, there's the potential to have faulty logic. So you don't actually see the error in your own judgment. This isn't your fault, of course. I mean, you're just trying your best. This is the influence around you and in your emotions. So this really must be respected and understood if you're to avoid doing something that in hindsight you might think, God, why didn't I know that at the time? Well, you do know, it's because of the veil. A few challenges this weekend, but nothing disastrous. You would do best to just try and observe, watch what happens around you without being so reactive. Allow yourself time to reflect and restore, and don't make any important decisions for the next couple of days. Well, at least until this cloud passes over and you have a better view of things once again. Our last card is the Seven of Wands. Usually when this card appears, you need to be prepared for scenarios where you're likely going to have to stand up for yourself and what you believe in. Like forces around you that are working against you at present from your immediate circle. You could have stiff competition at work or with friends, or expectations may be put on you that you don't wholeheartedly agree with. So having faith in yourself is really key at this time. By facing up to the challenges over the weekend, you will be refining your own principles and leveling up in a way through courage. There's excellent opportunities for developing your character and mastering any tasks or personal ventures that others may at first appear to be judgmental of. When this card shows up, you're directed to just ask yourself, what is it I truly believe in? If after some consideration you come to the conclusion that you're right and that you're confident in that statement, then just don't back down. If we look at the imagery, this person looks quite hostile and is in a fighting posture. The Seven of Wands usually appears when a little aggression is required to push home your feelings about your personal liberty and your opinions, because in your heart, you know it's essential for your growth and for your well-being. Thank you for taking the time to view this reading today. If you enjoy my videos, then please like or subscribe, and I will see you again next week. Thanks for listening.